Good morning and welcome to the Craft Guild of Chefs 2021 AGM. I call this meeting in line with Rule 10 of our rule book. May I please ask you all to take a few moments to reflect over the last year of two key members that we have lost within the Guild. Andrew Bennett, our previous chairman, and Jane Johnson, our immediate past treasurer. As you will all see, we have had to do this year's AGM much differently than in previous years, and we hope that by doing this, more of you around the country will be able to view. The previous 12 months has been hard for most of us, and we hope that as this last lockdown starts to come to an end, we can start to see restaurants, hotels and contract catering start to resume. We know it will be a long uphill struggle, but we are all a resilient bunch of people. Under the circumstances, we carried on in 2020 with many of the activities we had planned. The Graduate Awards still happened, National Chef of the Year still went ahead, both done differently, but showing all out there that with the right will and determination we could still achieve. We launched the College Accreditation Scheme, which we are seeing start to bear fruit. We also launched the Craft Guild of Chefs Mentoring Scheme, where we set out to help our members in many aspects of their catering life. All this showing that we are not prepared to just stand still, but to keep moving forward with what we do best. Among the papers that were circulated to the members of our email and also on the website, these were the agenda for today's AGM, voting ballot paper, report on each of the nominations and minutes of the 2019 AGM. We have had a proposer and a seconder for the 2019 minutes. These were Pauline Tucker and Maria Jury. There were no matters arising from 2019 minutes or accounts, and after all had been votes and counted, we had 33 for and 0 against. We have had a proposer and a seconder for the chairman's report. These were Steve Scuffle and Mark Reynolds. After having all the votes counted, we had 33 for and 0 against. I will now hand over to Andrew Green for him to read the Treasurer's report.
Good morning everyone. Firstly, I'd like to pay tribute to Jane Johnson, our previous treasurer, who sadly passed away at the beginning of February. Much love and with a great eye for detail. We all know just how hard the last 12 months have been for everyone, and we have ourselves endured a hard year. Where we have been able to, we have helped our members by offering support at the very beginning with the opportunity of vouchers, right up until the end of the year where we built a mentoring scheme. Our members will always be at the heart of what we do. Just as I reported at last year's AGM, I'm very pleased to inform you that all our figures that we returned for 2020 are in a very healthy state once again. And considering that we, like everyone else, are in the middle of a pandemic, it shows that with good housekeeping, we have looked after your money. It was a hard year in terms of companies spending money, and we really had to work hard to ensure that we continued to give value for money to our business partners to keep them on side and give them all what they needed for their much earned hard cash. Sadly, we did lose a few business partners en route, but at the same time gained others. There was a surplus at the end of 2020 of £71,176, which is down by £20,800 on the previous year. This has many factors, but mainly due to not being able to run our events as we had planned for 2020. Overall, the income that was received for the year is down compared to 2019 by 12.7%. At the same time, we kept our expenses down by 6.7%. This while still maintaining our office in good repair. For 2020, we increased our rents to our tenants by 6%. We have a room vacancy as one of our tenants has previously moved out. Reletting this was not easy in 2020, but we hope to relet this room during the coming year. This again has resulted in lower than expected rental income for 2020. During 2020, we chose to invest some of the Guild's money in areas that will be safe and at the same time reward us with greater interest. Our accountant approved the avenues that were chosen. All investments are safeguarded and intended without risk. Our bank balance has remained healthy throughout the year and we have maintained a steady income. This has been followed through already into this year. During the year we made 2 donations, one to Hospitality Action and one to Beyond Food Foundation. These were done to help support the great work that they both do, and of course assist in the supporting of many chefs and caterers that had fallen on hard times. We've not had our office revalued since 2016, and we intend having a revaluation as well as some redecoration during the coming year, so this year we'll see greater expenditure. Each year we strive to ensure that from a financial side as well as from the event side we are delivering the best possible results for the Guild and our members, and we will continue to do so.
We have had a proposer and a seconder for the Treasurer's report. These were Pauline Tucker and Steve Monkley. After having all the votes counted, we had 33 for and 0 against. I invite Steve Scuffle, Chairman of the Vice President's Council, to step up and preside over the meeting.
As Chairman of the Vice President's Council, I'm now instructed to say that all positions on the committee are now vacant. There was one nomination for National Chairman, which was Matt Owens, proposed by Pauline Tucker and seconded by David Mulcahy. It gives me great pleasure to say, with a result of 34 votes to 0, we welcome Matt Owens as the new Chairman of the Craft Guild of Chefs.
Good morning. It is with a great honour and a pleasure to accept this prestigious title of Chairman of the Craft Guild of Chefs. Such a prestigious role in which comes commitment and responsibility, one of which, being a pastry chef trained, I may never have thought possible. I wish to pay tribute to the late Andrew Bennett, who I had the great privilege to work alongside with as his Vice Chairman. We both, over the 18 months together, kept extremely close on projects and were both aligned with the way forward for the Craft Guild of Chefs. And it will be my mission to carry on with all of the work and great projects started during Andrew's chairmanship. I'll always remember his words of wisdom and inspiration. Never has the saying, "big shoes to fill," been more apt. May you rest in eternal peace. During the past 23 years, I have sat on the main committee taking on various roles within, from schools and education to Culinary Academy, learning and digesting along the way to gather knowledge of the Guild and its ethos, thus giving me the right level of schooling to take the realm and drive the Craft Guild of Chefs into the future to ensure we are the go-to chefs organisation. Many of you will be familiar with myself and my current role within Alliance Group, New Zealand Meat, as Development Chef. Quite a change in culinary direction from my pastry history, but if nothing else it shows firsthand how we as individuals in the catering industry can be very diverse and reactive to challenges ahead. As we start to leave lockdown, our industry must start the road to recovery, in which we will face more challenges for us all to cope with. We have supported our members and valuable business partners with our new and current projects during COVID, such as Beyond Food, Kelly's Cause, Burnt Chef and Hospitality Action. We are here as always for you to reach out to should and when you need to. The next 12 months ahead are going to be a challenge for sure, and one of which I cannot take on alone. I have created some new committee positions to strengthen our place in the industry and align the right people for the job. Those being Wellness, Young Chef Ambassador and Social Secretary. I would like to personally thank the Committee of Management and the VPs for their support leading up to my chair of office. You will see some new and existing names to the committee, but all more than worthy and dedicated to the task ahead. As we move forward from a very unsettled world, it is more than ever time to look at the Craft Guild and play our many strengths. I have worked with Mark Reynolds and the committee to create a long overdue strapline and mission statement to give a very clear message as to who and what we stand for. I must also thank our valuable business partners who have stood by us through the pandemic and are supporting us moving forward. Without their support, we would be in a very different place, both financially and from their expertise. We shall continue to listen to their expectations and deliver on actions. I am personally extremely excited about the future and the way the Craft Guild of Chefs will move forward within the culinary industry. The Craft Guild app is gaining momentum and ongoing work is continuing, and it is a great achievement to be the first chefs organisation to have this, which shows we are moving with the times. I intend to hold a blue sky day with clear actions following the meeting to look at the shape of the guild and the way forward. It is also important to ensure all our products have good grounding to allow them to evolve. I'm under no illusions the journey will have the odd bump along the way, but with continued support from you all, we will move forward and be here for our members, young and old, and for many generations to come. We have 2 nominations for the position of National Vice Chairman, these being Mark Reynolds, proposed by Matt Owens and seconded by David Mulcahy, and Daniel Ayton, proposed by Maria Drury and seconded by Craig Martin. As there was more than one nomination for this position, we required a ballot. After all the votes were counted and verified, the results were as follows. Mark Reynolds, 38 for and 1 against. Daniel Ayton, 9 for and 6 against. Therefore, I'm pleased to say that Mark Reynolds is duly elected as Vice Chairman for the following year. We had 1 nomination for the position of Young Chef Ambassador, this being Amber Francis, nominated by Matt Owens and seconded by Mark Reynolds. After all the votes were counted, we had 37 for and none against. Amber Francis is duly elected as Young Chef Ambassador. Now to elect the role of Social Media Coordinator. We have 1 nomination of Alison Cullen-Woodcock, nominated by David McGowan and seconded by Matt Owens. All votes were counted, we had 39 for and none against. Alison Cullen-Woodcock is duly elected as Social Media Coordinator. Now we're going to elect the role of Education and Training. We have 1 nomination of David McGowan, nominated by Alison Cullen-Woodcock and seconded by Matt Owens. All votes were counted, we had 38 for and none against. David McGowan is duly elected in the role of Education and Training. We have 2 nominations for the position of Wellbeing Ambassador, these being Andrew Aston, proposed by Matt Owens and seconded by Mark Reynolds, and Daniel Ayton, proposed by Maria Drury and seconded by Craig Martin. As there was more than 1 nomination for this position, we required a ballot. After all the votes were counted and verified, the results were as follows. Andrew Aston, 28 for and 2 against. Daniel Ayton, 14 for and 6 against. Andrew Aston is duly elected into the role of Wellbeing Ambassador. We have the position of Culinary Academy. For this we have 1 nomination of Peter Joyner, nominated by Matt Owens and seconded by Mark Reynolds. After all votes were counted, we had 38 for and none against. Peter Joyner is duly elected for the Culinary Academy. We have 2 nominations for the position of Social Secretary, these being Conor Godfrey, proposed by Conor Godfrey and seconded by Mark Reynolds, and Jackie Moss, proposed by Darren Creed, seconded by Tony Bolton. As there was more than 1 nomination for this position, we required a ballot. After all the votes were counted and verified, the results were as follows. Conor Godfrey, 34 and 4 against. Jackie Moss, 13 for and 3 against. Conor Godfrey is duly elected into the role of Social Secretary. We have the position of Membership and Benefits. This we have 1 nomination of Richard Hunt, nominated by Alison Cullen-Woodcock and seconded by Matt Owens. After all the votes were counted, we had 38 for and none against. Richard Hunt is duly elected for the position of Membership and benefits. I warmly look forward to working with you all over the coming year, and I'm sure that between us all we can take the Craft Guild to the next stage, carrying on from all the good work that has gone on before us. We now need to appoint auditors for the year ending 31st of December 2021. We have had a proposer of Richard Tucker and a seconder of Andrew Green for Reed & Co. This has been carried. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for watching. I now declare the 2021 AGM over. I wish you well and a safe remaining 2021. Thank you.